How's it going, guys? It's Poetry Son, and welcome back to another episode of the Dutch Return campaign in Europa Universalis 4. I'm sorry for the lack of videos past few days and the delay. I was on spring break last week, and this whole week so far I haven't had a chance to record. This is my first time recording since I've been back since Sunday. I had like a project due Tuesday that took a lot of work on Monday. And then I had a project, and then Tuesday I was in class all day, and then Wednesday I had to work on a project due Thursday, and today is Thursday, so here we are. So anyways, sorry for the delay and the lack of videos recently, but that should be going away. There should be more consistency on the channel, moving forward as I try to finish up the school year strong. So we're at war with France right now. That's pretty exciting, right? We have gone to war with France. Oh, no, just one person entered our coalition for now. Okay. I am trying to look at my court. No, we're good. England entered the coalition. England, you don't even really exist anymore, do you? Yeah, you're up here. How do you have 10,000 troops? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I don't really remember what was going on, but that's okay. Let's just make sure that we're watching the sieges. People are joining the coalition, I don't really care. Oh, that's right, the Mamluks brought their troops all the way up here. That's right. Forgot about that. Oh, and I was sieging the crap out of the Mamluks too, though. That makes sense. Forgot about that. Do we have any overextension? I feel like we might. No, we don't. Okay. Good to know. Game is like a little bit laggy for me right now. Hold on one second. I'm gonna open up Task Manager. My computer's been doing this weird thing where if I want any game while I'm streaming to work, right, I have to like change the priority of it to above that of what OBS is, and it's kind of weird, but I think my computer, not my computer, I think my computer's fine. I think my processor is getting a little burnt out. I've only had it for a little over a year, but during that time processors are supposed to last a few years. However, at the same time, I have been using this computer to record, which is one thing, stream a bunch, and then rendering video too. Like the fact that I render so much video, an average of like, I think about it, I put out 2 videos a day. Every video is rendered on my computer. What am I doing? Oh, we have plenty of money. Every video is rendered on the computer. And that means that 2 videos a day are rendered average of like 20 minutes, average of like maybe 10 megabytes. So, you do the math. That's a lot of rendering capacity being used. So yeah. Also, though, one thing I didn't mention is that we're still on the 1.24 patch. The Japan patch, is it? I don't even remember. But the 1.25 England patch is out now. England still looks the same for us. We still have the old England, no Isle of Man and anything. I am considering doing like a playthrough there, but we already just did like an Ireland one pretty recently. It wasn't super recently, but still. I figured, maybe wait a little bit on that. Hey, nice. I forgot we were building the canals, or 2 of them at least. But yeah. Hey, there we go. Nice. And what do we want to do? I mean, you could just siege down some other normal provinces. That seems fine. Okay. Hey, there we go. We won the siege of Cairo. Yeah, keep sieging down some stuff there. We'll probably take some land from the Mamluks in this war. The coastline. Take the rest of the Red Sea over, or try. I don't think I would mind that at all. But yeah, so I guess I'll just go over a little bit of what I've been up to the past few weeks. So I went home for spring break. I didn't really do much over spring break, but that's okay. I don't think you necessarily need to do anything, or I don't necessarily think you need to do like a ton every time you're you have a break or anything. It's not like you need to be super productive. That's your recharging time, refreshing, you know. Actually, that reminds me. So like when I was in middle school, I was part of a magnet program or whatever. Actually, I'm not sure. So I know that a good portion of my audience is like European viewers. Do you guys have the same thing as like magnet programs? I'm not sure that's a thing. So I don't know. Like I don't even think that's a thing outside. They might. I think they're called different things in the U.S. too. So, so it's like a. I'm sure that something similar exists. It's essentially like a special program within a public school that is like focused on something. So, for instance, the magnet program I was in, they're called magnet programs because they are normally attached to a normal school, but they are like run almost like a separate school within that. I don't know. And that's why I think they're actually called different things in other places in the U.S. As well as beyond. So I'm sure. So that could be one thing. But they're called magnet programs here. And so in elementary school I was in one, but you know who cares? It's elementary school. In middle school I went to I went to a middle school that had a magnet program. That was focused on leadership. It was like the whole focus, or one of the main focuses of the program, was on like teaching people how to be leaders and stuff. And it was interesting because they based a lot of their curriculum. They in fact had like a course that all the 6th graders coming into middle school had to take. That was based around the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People book. Although there was like, we used like the teen version, 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. I don't even know if there really is a difference beyond just the, you know, level of writing in it. But that was and that was interesting for sure. It was sort of like I think that the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People book is almost like in the same vein as like self-help books and stuff, which I don't normally. I'm not super into. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, someone can tell me how to change. It's not gonna make me change. I know myself. I'm lazy. I'm a lazy bum. I'm not gonna do it just because I read a book. It's gonna take more than that for me, and I recognize that. However, you know, I don't judge people who it might help. Like, you know, go. That's awesome for you if it does help you and that works in that way. If that can inspire you, then who am I to judge? But anyways, I do actually think that book is pretty good on its own merits. I don't think it's just I don't necessarily think I'm as harsh on that one as I am with other self-help books. Oh, hello. Really? Oh no, we got the Ottoman. That is really annoying that they declared on me. Wow. Really? The Ottomans, yeah, sure, they're bad. I mean, it's pretty bad actually, but also just like, really? Huh. Interesting. Well, I think I want to see if we can get out of war with the Mamluks soon. I do want to take land, but kind of looks like it's not gonna be. Yeah, definitely, it would be over 100% to take everything. So we definitely can't do that. Maybe we just take a few things and leave. Or not leave, you know, get out of the war. How many states do we have right now? 27 out of 43 possible. We might make some of the stuff up here like into states just because it's pretty good land. We'll see. What do I have still to state? I don't know, like... I don't know. What do we want to focus on with this? The Red Sea Hills. Interesting. The Red Sea Coast. Yeah, let's take those. Take the rest of Ethiopia node for one. That from the Mamluks, stuff they own. I think I'm gonna do something like this. I'm not gonna worry about down here. Just take this coastline so that our Egyptian part is all connected down with Africa. We almost own like the whole coastline of Africa. I mean, maybe like 3/4 of it still. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Maybe don't do that. Okay. Cool. Give me 700 ducats as well. Cool. So... here's the thing, we're at the Ottomans now. We're gonna need a defensible spot, and this is a defensible spot right here, so fairly defensible at least. Okay. You know, it could be a good idea to make the Philippines into a state, but like I would also want to promote their culture, and we're kind of running out of spots for that. So yeah, we're kind of running out of spots for that, so I don't know. At this point we should start, I mean we could still do that, but I would probably rather make it into like a trade company, right? So I don't know. I'd rather make states out of stuff that doesn't have a trade company region associated with it. So maybe we have some really good land there, but I don't know. So maybe like over like northern, where is it? Like northern Swahili coast and stuff. Maybe we just start making all of this stuff into states that is not in a trade region already. You know what? You are not. You can be added to there. Yeah. Did that take that off of there? Yeah, it did. Yeah, I don't know. We honestly just need to start conquering more, like, good land to make into states. We don't have that much. It's kind of weird. Yeah, so we're at war with the Ottomans now. That's annoying, but Kolyma is... I don't even know where they are. Isn't Kolyma a colonial country? Am I mixing the names up? Oh, no, they are. I was thinking they were one of the Incan ones. No, they're not. Really? You declared on me when when I have my army, not a big one, but like I have one of my armies right here. You really want to do that? Alright, well, you're dead. Once we get them sort of sieged down, they'll probably want to peace out too, relatively quickly. I don't think it's going to be that hard at all. I guess the main thing is that we're gonna probably get targeted in Europe a lot more by the Ottomans. I hope they target Egypt more, because there's more attrition down there. It'd be a lot easier for us to hold off down here, but we'll see. So yeah, so what have I been up to? I have not been doing too much the past little, the past week or two, besides schoolwork. Like I said, I had my spring break, and I kind of just sat around and just relaxed. Played a bunch of Factorio. That game is real good. I have a lot of hours in that game now. I think I've only owned it for about maybe a month now, a little over a month. And I have like 60 hours in that game. It's real good. It's real freaking good. That's fine. Ming has an army here, of course, just makes sense. But yeah, I'm gonna focus on schoolwork. One thing I want to talk about is so if you have been keeping up with the channel for a little bit, you may have known that I've definitely talked about this in this series. I have in the past, like, this is more of a long-term thing, but since like last year, I've been super into like Catalan, like the language of Catalan, and the history of Catalonia and stuff. Oh my god, Kolyma just hit doomsday. That's something that I've talked about in a lot of videos and stuff. And I had something that was really nice come up, where one of my former professors who is from Barcelona and speaks Catalan as a result, I got in touch with her. I was like, hey, and I might have talked about this before as well already, but she was like, hey, or I was like, hey, would it be cool if I just like practice my Catalan with you? Because I don't have anyone else to practice with, you know? And she's really nice. She was like, yeah, totally. And so a couple of times now I've gone, and during her office hours, I've been able to like, practice my Catalan. That's really nice. So, I don't know, because it's, and so that's one thing I've been up to recently is like practicing my Catalan more, which is, yeah, I don't often get the chance to practice with people, obviously. So that's a big thing for me, is like whenever I get a chance to practice. And that's the thing, I think I actually speak it for not having ever lived in a place that really speaks it. In Alicante, where I was studying last semester, then they spoke Valencian a tiny bit, but not that much, a very tiny bit. It was like, I think that I still am curious if we'd be able to vassalize these guys. Oh, I think we might. It'd be so good against the Ottomans and stuff long term. Ooh, yeah, we should focus on this more. Yeah, we should definitely do this. So in Alicante, there's like traditionally the language spoken there is Valencian, which is similar to Catalan. It's the thing is, there's always an argument about like whether it's a dialect or a separate language. Phonetically speaking, as far as I know, it's considered by like linguists to be a dialect of Catalan. But the thing is, I don't think that's necessarily fair either. I think that it's almost like neither. I think there's always this like sort of argument that I see people get into, and I've gotten into myself, about what is a dialect versus a language, right? It's a super controversial topic a lot of times. It is often very politicized. Almost always is very politicized, and that's why it is such an issue. For instance, that's why, like, well, this is what we're going to take a deep dive on this episode, I guess. Although, how much time do we have left? Oh, not long. That's okay. So there's this, and it has to do with the history of Catalonia and Valencia and stuff. So, those two places during the dictatorship of Franco, you know, Franco ruled in Spain from 36. Well, you know, 36. The Civil War ended in 39. He ruled part of it from 36 onward. Excuse me. All of it from 39 onwards. From 39 to 75 when he died. He ruled for like almost 40 years, or 36 years or whatever, in Spain, and for a lot of that it was with like an iron fist. Franco was not a good dude. That's the thing. It's like, and this is the thing that pisses me off. So this is getting a little political, but I don't think most people. I don't think anyone's gonna be offended if I say that like fascism is wrong. like Franco was not a good dude. He was a fascist in the same vein as Mussolini and Hitler, and I don't think anyone is really saying that those guys are good dudes, you know. I think Franco is a lot of times overlooked because he wasn't involved in World War II actively. And he also, I think because of the fact that he wasn't as horrible, he didn't murder as many people straight up as Hitler, or Stalin or Mussolini or other dictators, not even like fascists, but just dictators. I think he's overlooked and almost given a pass where he shouldn't be, and it kind of annoys me. But that's why I think it's good to talk about it. So yeah, so Franco, like, he ruled for almost 40 years, and he was just a bad dude. He was a very the thing is that he had the support of the fascists and stuff, and he was a fascist ruler, but as opposed to like Hitler, and I don't know as much about Mussolini honestly, but he wasn't actually necessarily a full-on like phalangist far right person in the way he governed. A lot of his motivations and stuff were fueled by like religious tensions and religious backings and nationalistic backings. So what I mean by that is that he wasn't necessarily focused on the idea of racial purity. In fact, I don't think he probably did care about that too. He probably was also a racist. I just don't know much about that aspect of his rule. But he wasn't really focused on race or the Aryan race or anything like that nearly as much or at all, as far as I know, in comparison to like Hitler. His motivations were, I guess there would be like three. I would say is like nationalist, Castilian Spanish nationalist, anti-communist, I guess, is a big thing, but that's a big thing with fascism in general, and also religious. That's the thing. Is he and his vision? I guess that's the important thing is like his vision of what Spain should be. He was like, it should be a strong Catholic kingdom, essentially. And he sort of was trying to get the king to like come back and basically be his puppet, though. And the king, that never really worked out. But he was basically like, you know what? No. We should get the mystery strength, dude. But he wanted a strong Catholic state. One of the reasons that the Civil War happened in Spain, the Civil War of Spain happened, was because of the fact that the fact that the school system was changed around in the 30s during the Second Republic of Spain. They changed it from, whereas before it had been that the Catholic Church ran all the schools directly. Excuse me, I take a sip of my coffee. Whereas before the Catholic Church ran all the schools directly. They secularized it in the early 30s, in like 31 or 32, when the Second Republic was founded. And that caused a lot of backlash. And in fact, a lot of people think that that's one of the causes of the Civil War. Maybe if the people of Spain, or the government, the sort of like coalition parties of Spain that made up the government at the time, maybe if they had been a little less like radical, maybe it wouldn't have caused the Civil War. However, that's not really an excuse, you know. So I don't know about that. But in any case, so Franco, one of his things was he hated the fact that that atheists could teach in schools, that Protestants, other than that's super common, and non-Catholics, you know, non-religious people could teach in schools. He did not like that. He was super religious, and that's the thing, is that a lot of the clergy, a lot of the Spanish clergy, actually completely supported him because of this, because they had a vested interest. They were like, you know, we want to be teaching the schools again, because we are the ones who should be teaching it. And, you know, that's their mindset, is we should be teaching schools. That's the church's job. And so they also, Franco got a lot of support because of that, which is, and from the Vatican itself, you know, they condoned a lot of this stuff. So because of that, though, Franco also, he had this, again, that's the religious part. He also, though, had this he was big on this idea of Spain being only Spaniards, you know, being very nationalist, very like, you have to be Spanish speaking, you can't be Catalan, you can't be Gallego, you can't be Basque, you can't be, I should ask for money, I could have, you know, we don't really need money. He was not into the idea of having any other languages being spoken in Spain besides Spanish, besides Castilian, and that caused some of his policies, including the fact that literally, I think for almost all of his dictatorship, I don't know, I think it kind of got loosened up towards the end of it, but I'm not sure. That might be wrong, actually. I just know for like almost all of his rule or reign or whatever, then people who were Catalan-speaking natives were not allowed to speak Catalan in public. They were not allowed to speak Catalan in public. They were not allowed to have it taught in schools. Of course not. Same with Basque. Basque was also not allowed to be taught anywhere. Was not allowed to be spoken in public. And Gallego as well. Even like Andalusian. Andalusia doesn't even really have their own regional language, but they're the spoken language, aka dialect. Again, it's kind of like we kind of got off that topic, but the idea that the spoken language there was different enough that it was cracked down on. They're like, no, you guys speak with too much of a harsh accent this way. You're not allowed to do that. Stuff like that, like just very, very super nationalistic things that that were intended to stamp out all the diverse languages of Iberia, of Spain at least. He didn't really have a say in Portugal, but yeah. Anyways, we're going to talk about that next episode because it is time to end this episode. I already have gone a little over. Oh, I opened Outlook on accident. I don't want to do that. All right, thank you guys for watching. Please go and leave a like and subscribe for more. This is something that I'm very passionate about, and we're gonna talk more about that next time. Bye bye.